Sydney here with you. Now, in case you haven't noticed, my channel's been blowing up the last few days. Thank you so much to all you guys who have been smashing that like button, subscribing, sharing the videos, whatever it is that you've been doing to help out. Man, it's been working. Maybe it's a little bit of Sydney special sauce as well that I've been throwing in there with the fire. Now, I was trying to look for a, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a funny thing for shortly, but firstly, I want to tell you about a little article I stumbled across while I was searching for a thumbnail for this video. Ended up having to go for a completely different search phrase, but came across this article. Shaming children is emotionally abusive. Well, imagine that. Children respect those who respect them, right? Now, I hear a lot of talk about, oh, you know, kids don't respect their parents these days. You know, kids have got no respect for the older generation. You know, kids are so disrespectful, blah, 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 blah. Respect, 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 okay? But what do we actually need to do to create and foster respect to begin with? That's my question. Now, it says here, I recently attended a social gathering with friends, families, strangers, and a bunch of cute kids. As the days ended and goodbyes were shared, I overheard a 6-year-old quietly ask her mother for something. Suddenly, in front of the crowd, the mother exploded and yelled hysterically at the child. The little girl was silenced with tears streaming down her cheeks. It looked like a familiar scene for mother and daughter. Yes, it does. The crowd silenced too, but quickly acted like nothing happened. This example of shaming and humiliating a child can have long-term devastating effects. Will this little girl grow up to respect her mother? Wherever I look, I see signs of the commandment to honor one's parents and nowhere of a commandment that calls for respect of the child. There damn well should be one. Children respect those who respect them. The above quote comes from my colleague Alice Miller, who passed in 2012. Her deeply thoughtful and profound work continues to inspire. She's considered the most articulate child advocate in the world. Now, this is actually by a lady called Carol McBride. She's got a PhD. I know that doesn't often count for much when it comes to PhDs and women these days, especially if they've attained it recently. But I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt because what she's writing rings true for me and probably for a lot of you as well. Adult children raised by narcissistic parents. And who is often the narcissistic parents between the mother and the father? I'll let you guys ponder on that. Frequently tell similar childhood stories of shame and humiliation. Often these shaming acts take place in front of other people. Treating children badly and without respect is not the golden rule for parenting. But why do we see this so often? Just today, a friend shared a similar story. Her brother frequently shames his children. When the family gets together, he loudly announces the wrongdoings of his children with no insight to the damage it does. The children stand listening with eyes cast downwards. Is it any wonder that young people in these situations grow into adults with self-doubt, depression, and anxiety? Shaming and humiliating children is emotionally abusive. It is not emotionally abusive. It is not okay to smack children physically or with words. Young people deserve and are entitled to reach out, attach, and bond with their caretakers. It is an expectation that the parent will provide safety, protection, acceptance, understanding, and empathy. We know that's not happening in the majority of households these days. When this does happen, children grow up knowing their worth and demanding respect from others and themselves. When children are emotionally or psychologically abused, they grow up feeling unloved, unwanted, and fearful. Normal development is interrupted and it sends the wounded child into exile. This is when negative internal messages are developed and why we have so many adults today feeling not good enough. As children become adults, they parent themselves in the same manner they were parented. Messages internalized from childhood are now ingrained in the adult. Those messages play like repeating endless tapes. How could you be so stupid? You can't do anything right. This is why no one likes you. Shaming and humiliation causes fear in children. This fear does not go away when they grow up. It becomes a barrier for a healthy emotional life and is difficult to eradicate. If these same children became parents, the possibility also exists that the fear and negativity can be unwittingly passed through the generations. Our goal in recovery is to stop the legacy of distorted love. Fear and love cannot live together. Blows are used to correct brute beasts. When we talk about disrespectful parenting, we must look at parenting. Solid parenting shows children respect and empathy. When a parent truly gives respect to a child, they receive it back. When this becomes the norm for the household, we see young people grow up with a loving value system that makes a difference in the world. However, when children are shamed, humiliated, and then silenced, it represses the harm that may resurface later in life. If this happens, it can be in the form of self-destruction or cruelty to others. Make the commitment to never shame a child. Treat children like you want to be treated. If you were raised by narcissistic parents, your own recovery work truly makes a difference. I salute you for the earnest efforts to stop the legacy of distorted love. The children of the world need you. Right? They need fathers. They need good men like Ralph Wiggum, who just kindly donated $10, and I really appreciate that, Ralph. So kind of you, brother. Now, I want to tell you what that's what I need. All right, so gotta slow down a bit. I'm going over the speed limit accidentally, of course. There we go. I'm following the rules again, the road rules, that is. So the reason for my video this morning was I got a comment from some dumbass in my videos for the last couple of days. Her name was Eleanor. Now, Eleanor said, "Oh, you know, begging for donations, are we? You know, don't you have a job?" It's like, bitch, you just said that you love my videos, right? I know you were being sarcastic, but I'm going to take it at face value, right? Because we're meant to believe what women say, right? Even though it's wrong half the time. But if I'm going to take what you said at face value because we should believe all women, then I'm going to believe that you're actually asking me if I got a job. Newsflash, sweetheart. I don't wear this to casual gatherings. Secondly, begging for donations. I mean, I don't think, guys, please correct me if I'm wrong, right? In the comments, and I'm happy for you to do so if I have begged for donations in the past. But I don't think I ever have, and I don't believe that I ever will. Right? And you guys give donations of your free will, and I really, really appreciate it when you do, because this channel does cost money to run, as you know. It costs money in terms of credit for my second phone, so people can actually call me and speak to me face to face, right? So that if they're going through a tough situation, I can help them out, right? I pay for the excess data on my phone. I give of my time, right? I reply to emails, I reply to comments. You know, I don't have to give any of this. I know what I'm all about, right? I'm sorted. Like, if I were to stop the channel tomorrow, I can go about my life and I'm under control, right? I got everything locked down. So, you know, you know what, guys? And if any of you want to drop even a tiny donation in the box with a message for Eleanor, that would be hilarious, just to really irk her. So yeah, look, I guess what I'm saying is, Eleanor, yes, I have a job. So no, I'm not begging for donations. I don't need donations to live. I'm not a homeless person. I have a car. You know, you've seen me from my house. Like, I don't know what world you live on. You're saying, oh, you know, you're fat, you're fat and ugly and old. It's like, yeah, I'm 38. Yeah, I'm an ugly mug sometimes, you know, but this beard's pretty fantastic. And if you think that a big, thick, luscious beard like this equals fat, then you go right ahead, Eleanor. Right, I want you to think that I'm fat, because this beard represents masculinity and it represents testosterone, which is something I think you might have a little too much of from all that been swallowing. Hey, were you in that video I did yesterday? That could have been you, Eleanor. So, I mean, look, this is some of the insults I get, right? I get old. I'm 38. If that's old to you, then I'm old. I get fat. Well, I'm like 90 kilos. So if that's, you know, if that's heavy to you, then for a 6'1" guy, then so be it. I'm fat, right? Ugly. Man, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. That's cool. You know, you're not everyone's cup of tea. Not one of you watching right now. Not one person on the face of the earth is everyone's cup of tea, right? So everyone's ugly to someone. So I don't know why this is a freaking news flash. Kit, my man. That one's for you, Eleanor. Stick it. And then I get things like, oh, you're a redhead. Yeah, I'm a redhead. My mum's a redhead. That's kind of how genetics works, you moron. Now, I want to put this in context of the article I just read. Now, I was extremely fortunate to have been raised by a good mother and a good father. Yes, my mother is a typical woman in lots of ways, right? She's not an NULS, but she was a good woman. She was a kind woman, and she was a compassionate woman. And she did what she had to do to raise the family the best way she could. And my father supplied. He worked his ass off until the very last minute. He worked till he was almost like in his mid-70s. Like, he busted his ass his whole life to look after his kids, like me and my sister, and to look after my mum as well. And my mum didn't have to work, and in the end she worked in my dad's office with him to take the pressure off, because she's a good woman, right? Not perfect, but she was a good woman, and she did her best for her kids. I'm very fortunate for that, and because of that, I'm confident and I know my worth. So any of these insults you want to fling at me, like fling shit at me hoping it's gonna stick, guess what, bitch? Your insults are water, and I'm like a duck's back. It's just gonna get beat straight off, baby. You ever watched water beating off a duck's back? Man, they must wax that shit. So yeah, there's nothing that you can do to take me down. And if you guys have ever watched 8 Mile, the movie with Eminem in it, it says, now Wiley stands, he talks about, you know, this guy ain't no motherfucking MC. I know everything he's got to say against me. I am white. I am a fucking bum. I do live in a trailer with my mum. I do got a dumb friend called Cheddar Bob that shoots himself in his leg with his own gun. I did get jumped by all 6 of you chumps. And Wink did fuck my girl, but I'm still standing here screaming, fuck the free world. And I'm just motioning the way he did in the movie. I'm just reenacting it poorly, but I'm doing my best. So, you know, this is in essence a lot of the way that I am, right? Because you can throw all these things at me. It's like, well, yeah, I am those things, right? I am ugly to you. I am old if 38's old to you. I am fat if 90 kilos and 6'1" is fat to you. You know, I am ginger. I am bald. Not completely, but I shave it. What do you like? What do you think saying these things to me is going to be? Oh, and another good one. Loser. All right, that's cool. People don't follow losers on YouTube, and losers on YouTube don't have massive followings, unless someone like me is a loser to you, in which case that's cool. This is the classic, right? MRA. Yeah, I care about the rights of men just like you care about the rights of women. So if you want to call me an MRA, go right ahead. And you're like, oh, you're one of those MGTOWs. You're like, yeah, I am MGTOW. I'm going my own way. I'm getting my own shit done. I am building for myself. Oh, Jill O'Hara says I'm adorable. I appreciate that, Jill. Thank you so much. See? Not everyone's for everyone, but some people are for some people. Big love to all of you guys as well, by the way. We've got Taz, Rono, Jill, Boski, No Name. We've got Kit and Ralph Wiggum, the generous donators for the super chat. So thank you so much, guys. And Joseph and we got what's we got? Sandra Ferrer. Good to see you all. Now, my favorite one out of all of these is incel. Now, there's a particular book that I don't think a lot of feminists have read. Now, that book is called, wait for it, The Dictionary. Right? And do you know what the dictionary is? The dictionary is a book, guys. The dictionary is a book that contains words. And it contains the definitions of words. Right? And if you read the definition of feminists and feminism, you would know that it's not about equality for everyone. It's only about equality for women. And nobody's going to fight to be equal to people that have less benefits than them. So, just a little food for thought there, feminists. Also, egalitarianism is someone who believes in equal rights and equal opportunities for everybody. Well, then I guess I'm an egalitarian, not a feminist, hey? But most feminists are like, oh, egalitarian is just a word that men use when they're trying to like discredit feminism. It's like, yeah, because feminism is not about equality, morons. Equality of outcome means that some people have to be shat on in order for other people to get lifted up. So that's a really bad idea, which is why socialism and communism is not a good idea. And you haven't factored in human nature, haven't factored that in at all. You just think that you can legislate utopia. Anyway, I'm gonna get on to the last one, incel. Oh boy, do I love incel. Well, I got news for you bitches, you feminist retards watching this channel, right? And by feminist retards, I mean those of you who are retarded that are also feminists, which probably a very large percentage, right? And if you aren't retarded, then perhaps you should read a dictionary and look at the word egalitarian and rename yourself from feminist to egalitarian, if that's what you really are. But if you're not an egalitarian, then you're a feminist, and I despise you because you don't care about equality for everybody. And if you are a bitch, then I'm referring to you when I say bitches. If you're not a bitch and you're a female, then I guess I'm not referring to you. So incel, right? Now, incel is a recent, it's a recent term that's come up, and it stands for involuntarily celibate. And yes, there are some men that are fed up with trying to deal with women and have said that they're going their own way, and they probably are. But they also happen to be involuntarily celibate, which means that if they wanted to get laid by someone without paying for it, then they couldn't, or it would be very difficult for them, almost impossible. And a lot of it is around your mindset, your attitude, and the way you present yourself. And any guys who need help with picking themselves up, feel free to get in contact with me, sydneymgtow@gmail.com. But yeah, the incel compliment, I just want to let you all know, Sydney is not involuntarily celibate. Let me give you the hot tip. In fact, in the last week, I did get laid. And she was a cute little pretty thing. She was not obese. She was not outside the healthy BMI. And she's also an anti-feminist. She believes that people actually have to work to get what they get. And I respect that. Live Free says all gingers are incels. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to dye this pink then, Live Free, because ain't no incel in this car right now. You better look around. I ain't got no passengers. It's just Sydney. That's right. So to any of you ladies out there who think that shaming Sydney is going to stop me from preaching the good word, is going to stop me from bringing the red pills, is going to stop me from helping other men, then go right ahead. Continue to think that. But while you continue to think that, I'm going to keep on keeping on, keep on doing my thing. I'm going to keep on bringing value to you guys. I'm going to keep on helping you dudes to realize things that you may not have realized before. I'm going to help to keep reminding you guys that you have the penis and you can make shit happen, and that you should also thumbs up my videos if you want them to spread to other men like wildfire. Anyway, guys, look, when women use shaming tactics on you, just understand that in the context of the article that I read to you earlier, they've probably just been raised by a parent that has used similar shaming tactics on them, and narcissism is all they know. Right? So don't get mad, just avoid them. It's the best and safest thing for you to do, and it's going to result in the best outcomes for you guys. All right. Anyway, man, I'm out of here for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much to Kit and Ralph Wiggum for the generous donations. In your face, Eleanor. Smash that thumbs up, share this video, Go check out my back catalog if you enjoy it. Have a look at my videos from yesterday about the vegan single mum who drinks semen smoothies and all the single babies. And if you haven't seen my Sydney Man Drought video, go and check it out. The Sydney Man Drought by your boy right here. All right, guys, I'm out of here for now. Thank you so much, and big love, brothers. Peace.